Tokethia vani Mutongo TV na indi nitwalika twambelele kana twiniye kilungu cha amuka na kwithiwa na unenania witu wa omonde wa mondo makonetie kisomo uthio wa kilungu kini Nĩkyaũ Kĩtumĩte Kĩsomo cha nthi ya Kenya kiendeea nai na ndi museisa mwendani na uthocha withiwe na itunthini wa unenanya witu wa omonde Nĩkyaũ Kĩla kwenda serikali yake na Nĩkyaũ Kĩla ofil kana asiai maikwete kwika ona kwa unome kwa serikali ni alite kwika kina na kina tutumie woni waku kana ikulo yako nambani ile 395 kana mitandaoni jitu ya mikomukanilie nitawa Caroline Mweni wa Muteti na nina uthocha ndi tena Mweni ni karibu kwa kwitu no twitha atu na lakini ni waite muno kula waite tuyo kulio munde lakini ni twothocha nthini wa unenanya witu wa munde tutabio witawa ata umite ba nikenda tulikendeni wonenania.
Asante. Baitu ni na mokethia na ndiasia kwa masiro nita Prof.Paul Mwania ni mwalimu wa university na ndiasia ethano umo wakwa umete bakathiane tibasa muno na Masako na ndiasia within Kathiani sub county Machakos county bakundi banumete lakini nisomethia university.
Okay, yutu yokulia kana lukanya kuiliata kana Kathiani kuiliata kula wa uma kuiliata
kula na uma kuiliata niko seo nako ina thina.
Okay,
niko seo kabisa.
Tilikendeni wonena nya witu wa omunde maundu makonetie kisomo na inde ndio kula nundu watu wa mwalimu ta mwalimu Nĩkyaũ kuona kisomo cha bandi ya Kenya chailite kuikwata nundu asieni makomplaini ye muno makase mwakizomo gitu kiukielewa kikitwa CBE tunaye na CBC CBE ni yukie Nĩkyaũ Kĩla Kĩũvalũkya Kĩsomo cha nthi ya Kenya.
Baitu ni asante Karo nundu wa ikulio yeu no nasi kisomo Kenya no tuendene saa lakini tine sapyo no nasi resindo bingi muno serikali ya ile kulilia lakini chambe ni kana one ukalia transition rate ebe complain ya ene kana kamina grade 9 kuthi grade 10 tayuke lakiende kendini wa mtandao ni kana siana mbinge ina grade 10 na ukalili wakitumika like mazana itana grade 10 ni sindu imwa serikali tona kweka tayuke ndo kimwe twalia kwa katika mesi yito ndia sinimito waka biyane sindu imwe ni poverty level ukethia yani uchane ni real tayu na very late in the night to discuss ya obo wakanda kata na SOE grade 10 na kama grade 10 nondo akwa wane fees ukethia mose yuswa na mbeza sia company ya mwana sicha sivo nondo poverty levels kana ucha ni real ya mosini na ndiasia ucha ni real niki nondo and maina resources na empowerment programs ya isa kwesililwa taika serikali esiliwa empowerment programs ya ku empower and ukethia kila mundu ono kwati utaweza kwethia no wa afford basic requirement on sia company okana wezi weza kwethia na mosio na mbezi ya company o mwana ona muka manda fees still sia company o mwana kuthie sukulu no thina
yuko ukila kietete thina
poverty nimwe agala kingi fees we yolo muno na to endo kulia serikali kana fees yo ndo regulate wa ukethia fees yo ti so high ukethia kana ke nikabetie nesa school lake eti twe no kasome lakini ndikaya afford fees yo na ngamba ila simeko ile ya mathi on day school tanina case ya kana kaendi day school ketitwa national school niki nondo asiyesumaiza ku afford na ndithi ata community to try on as much as possible to try kana to tethesia tuitethesia na sio that tuweza ku afford lakini serikali no solution ito ukethia at least nima agree kana fees yo regulate wenesa with too high kila kingi no mama secondary education free no to go no MPC could try cause and they will make the day secondary free no gonna day secondary education free and if some of them are managing what about the government coming in a best and being muno but we are going to allocate so much to these national schools they kana ko ikami no qualify ku national school with the kaina disadvantage
mwalimu ni eno kulo yemwe mumanyi woyo ukodio grade 10 anayo grade 9 moshe yetu ko iba fees
na grade 9 ndio niko wene junior secondary na junior secondary they are most of the junior secondary ni primary ni schools si ndio wa primary schools na ni day schools kwa hiyo there are a lot of preparation like hivi grade 10 I think grade 10 no kuendeka kiwe shopping ya boarding na nondo most of the schools is na si offer these programs like ndio say lato neno wa senior secondary school either the kana nika maybe be sports and science either kana kendo yeka STEM okay they have school specific sia STEM but school specific sia sports and science and sports in social sciences no kwana walidia in all those avenues na those different schools equal such kind of arrangement when they you can no kind of some school ya they no dey na STEM kenda kuthi to a school which has got a STEM option and we say you no do that requirement kende kaka the boarding kwa kumbanya mwana the boarding no kamutho where personal effects no kamutho where sanduku pay change of uniform all that arrangement becomes very complicated and they are very expensive for some parents who can afford this individual kila kingi fees no ndo boarding aspect kana ka junior secondary kana no ka amosi lakini yune kwa fees wa accommodation kwa yande ni wa school kwa ka this senior secondary school then it becomes very difficult and it was a transition rate ile iwa yembe na to yasia yusi anambinge ina report no ndo affordability aspect and yasia no ndo poverty kwetha kana ucha kwetha we mwingi muno kwa yande ni wa misiyito na which is something we can't shy off na ni kwazi andu maitu maina za ku empower akela king problem ngitu inayo still you try
to sio kwa ba kwa office na pia watu tabia kindu chambeni kwitha musiai ndei ready kutoa mwana uyu grade 10 nundu wasindu lasiende kabaya school kana maybe office wiyo langu kindu chamo themba toso na nenge at the end of the day siana ite to school nikenda isome siesa kutuko mundu musio for example eto isisia edangu ya the standard twethe labe no ke wawa kamwana kama kwetwa John Mwangi anakwati 0.64 na kwanza etwa Alliance High School
na ndana afford kuthi na inde kaitu elesya kutwikie kana kaenda akosa nya suba mukuru no kala ko mukuru kakaenda kosa nya suba na no imagine see mpaka sioma adho ya what 3 shillings for a kilo kima kana wasilingi 3 na asa for a good day mwana uso iza kutwika ni wana wasilingi 150 siake kingusune etha adho kumie 150 usu aya tutwika no kweyebya fees no asia etha o atateta aisekana no kweyebya fees isu silingi 150 itonda ku ana boningi ko yako we amina ko ya atia laja
ni tutona kutola moti silikali no placement ya siana imwe nidi ndeni wa maskulu amwe manene tasu no nadhano alliance they walking distance iyo basanga ni tutona kutola silikali moti no wa ku place kana placement ya siana imwe taisu maskulu ni amwe
no nasi to ye ready for this program, especially transition from grade 9 to grade 10. There were a lot of confusion, especially on the placement. Okay, they are kana keva masako. Dito masako. Ka place wa into a day school. Zina ku Bungoma. Nakana kukunika eleko travel from here kadi all the way to Bungoma na imagine in day school kokana kukuta mosia yende kadi akamande ona mbaya ekala nikana kanini kan grade 10 timundu machua ko uno taze to ready for the placement don't very very good data analysis so get eto amanai nisi ana save you qualify kodi mindona aya that kana ni geographical location ya dictate kana ukaikuwa within which day school and the one in day school kekiwa within which day school nondo katwa one day school is so far from home the many other courses are involved kwa hiyo mini kana kukumusendo LS iliyopo accommodation yako kama the accommodation outside the school nondo the school then accommodation spaces and it becomes very complicated and very expensive kwa hiyo watu kwa Asia we were not ready. Let the truth be said. Now there are a lot of confusion even on even how to transfer. On the twine now you see anambinge ine za ku school. And you saw them even extending the reporting. But they are extending in another 1 week. nondo siana ina report here from 12th. So they even say that they are extending by another 1 week. Nike, nondo, we were not ready. On ID teachers, Ines, how to even go about the whole process. When this school, okay, we're in the water, you're like to be when they know our system. But when they know our system could change for transfer, then it became more complicated. So it's the time that we say an error has occurred, that we are saying we need to correct the processes. Although I know, basically, and we agree, teething problems. Na nondo amadhino asu, we learn from the mistakes, and maybe next intake, I think will be more a bit keen. They can always at least to in a disadvantage. And especially bingi si this school. Ona iteze school wesu yofacha o iteze school wesu iliata, and I know we are also waiting for some reports. No report maybe yet. We are not sure what will happen even on the dropout rate. Kana no this term mumaka so mata mumaka itamu lo kazi anye mami kalonda dinge ndio sio ka school wesu. Nondo bega ro school na katese katena information na yoba niko na manini.
Okay. Ase Madiana na no tu kwasa ne bela me vena mauvaluku. Ni tuko na no kwetha vena mauvaluku. Musi ulawe na mbesi suna ready kutoa mwana wake school wetiwe. Lakini nenge ainge tioto nete yeko na ndeni wabilingi pe mwetu kwetwa Janet Katinda ana watie 52 points na Eros St. Angelas na inde meko mitandao ne kana TV ne amayetu hotel tena na netu kuelewa okay onela mwana osu ku this school na ikwato hotel unless akwa hotel wo to mwana osu gineloka mina school then be bena thina lakini be musi yulawo ona otena mathina suma ni we yumba netie kana ona mbeso to nokutwa mwana osu wenda umbe a school mwana na kilasi ne mweke na siana itatu syllabus of course ndiambia nukuona ona ndo manengwa that 1 week mongelelo ibinda you
still my report on the na yuko la ngwa seka silikali my thoughts keka silikali ne sedia only to make secondary education free, completely free.
You tuikambo vikaku free. You in the current situation. Mwalimu ni walika kila sini wenda kuambia syllabus. Sana ni itatu. Na onasiambia kwa wiki usu idela ona hivi kata itatu.
Siende yana reporti and I can assure you kana nime on disadvantage kana kala report late. Kethi atoto ungetwe kiata.
Do you think silikali ile itakunenga ne time ya nene kasi yai. Chivi kama ita wakele. Ende you ambia ikwikata. Like dekato nanga wiki umwe no no wiki yo munini
ningwasi tunaile panaile the baby ndesio on a results inokyo release as a surprise na still on a reporting inokyo tamukwata kindo agent ya kana ona si maina prepared on it from the previous experiences where they are na siana si reporting mai wake elisi ya form 1 lakini yung grade 10 manogule maasi reporting ni makuru rumna ile full stop.
Okay.
Kuma nataka yesu bali kadhe na nondo pe muziyota neyo mbane jones maybe baby na yakwe kata na prepare mwana kwesa kodhi grade 10 na you ya disadvantage asiyala matei ready ewo asega you in the future kana no whether any such kind of arrangement you can have a long duration within which I say better that could prepare because then from one you can be a report from this period to this period. Now after that, classes can begin even then. Okay, they have a very good calendar. Events. Okay, they are kila moni wa mana. Siana siya report matukomana. Ni mane one duration 2 weeks ku report. Na end from there end teaching will begin immediately. Kana we at least mosiola. Okay, ona mai kamaka prepare in good time. Okay, then mama na siana ika report matukomana. Mutiani wa mina kuma make wa reporting ya school ya grade 10 ikeza matukomea nondona. Whether you have adequate time ya museko manangwe prepare within this period. Ondo mitiani ya umi yote. Uwe kana mei after mitiani ya uma. Let every parent prepare. Kana reporting ikeza matuko 14. Whether ya museko wane webindeseo. Lakini according to me, it was just like a surprise announcement that kila musi ya mandekana siana ika report kuma matuko meana 14. Na ende placement ende ya become also very complicated. With the kana kaiso manake esa ko this school deba meiso set out which school based on affordability na based also on convenience, whether it became very difficult.
Kwa watu ya no tunengwe more time nikenda sema ende kwe.
Nikana maende na kwe prepare.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter not whether a crash program ya kusomeria. Lakini wewe ya kila kana ni to make sure kana nika set or schooluni. Ilake ikwete komanda. No needs the transfer process has been a bit chaotic.
Okay. Tete nane ni kindu kitwa STEM. No kethia no mibangilo ya maundu. No mane wosu. Twasi 80 to alliance no kethila enda skula yiwa kube nundwa the poverty level na nenge masomo no maende ya if skula we bundu kwa ndoko offer kila ngwenda,
then you may have now to change from STEM maybe to social sports and science and no maybe or social sciences
no wenda kumaanisha pena skulu imwe sitona kwitha sina program isu ya STEM indi tena yo.
Ni possible. No infrastructural requirements. Not as most of the schools maina infrastructure maybe ya support STEM. Na matena infrastructure that means they are limited on the pathway. Ila siana itona ko choose. Ko ye they kana no ka disadvantage in several ways. One, edaka report school like it nondo wa affordability. Then that means ka choose school maybe a day ba kwenda mosi. Na you can choose you it means kana ku ke the pathway kate qualify ya kodi nondo wa with a can disadvantaged in terms of affordability.
Okay.
Equal you that becomes also very complicated. Because the kana ko pathway yako ni STEM. Lakini school like atona ku afford because maybe the day school that is just near them. Ni dena STEM as a pathway.
Okay.
So it becomes very complicated. Now whether you can choose a different pathway nundo wa issues ya affordability.
Okay. Na ila maketha mayenda kweka mutiani we wasome school ko offer STEM na kwa nasome yete offer mutiani ukethwa we umwe.
I endo say you like example whether high school ndiko offer STEM as a pathway then mundu mwana woga koko kaika STEM you choose a different pathway.
Okay.
Nika kwa mutiani wake ndakeka wa STEM akeka mutiani wa pathway ino wa choose in that school that is providing.
Lakini we they laende isi ana ino siasome lakini that's in a different skills.
And it like there is no equity in terms of access. The equity katika access nondo emini kana kaka ema ku access kila kenda kuikweka. Not only that at our university. I will assure you that my interest was in engineering. Like in network education. No kona. My interest was in engineering. Like in elana place iwe ne job and joint admissions board to admit through joint admissions board una admit one day ni wacha wa education. That's what I went to do. Kwa dineka kila nenda kweka dineka engineering kila nenda kweka na dikweka education nondo one nikandana kito place wa na bidai to vai issues ya ku you change kwa hiyo ndiye kuranda wa kila twetewa kila kingi we were also coming from backgrounds so there kwanza kwa the university ni a very big privilege we know the university ni privilege first na kwanza kwa one debate went through joint admissions board kwa hiyo kana ko kana ina interest ya STEM na no kana qualify and so like I done so well in sciences look at actually for sure maybe I qualify for engineering but I did get access to my engineering that I wanted una kana wakaenda kuika STEM lakini ka place where there are no the situation and circumstance ya kutumakadhi kweka a different pathway as compared to the pathway lo na ile kuikweka
nenda twetekela kana ende wesa kwe there bena siana mbingi muno sienda utweka ndakitale
na
ina tweka na mwana osule wasomie kisomo kene cha tete se mwana osu kutuka kila wenda ona ko uno asoma for the sake of lakini ndana atweka kila wenda utweka
yiba wipotoko asienda the problem na bauni ba government ya ilo lead ya how do we manage the situation with at least we na disadvantage kana kena ability ya STEM kadi kweka different pathway nondo one affordability two access bodo edewa kadi ba to ande school no baba kube nondo no yakatona ku afford na no yakatona ku manage kayuma mosi then it means kana kukweka disadvantage wa from the onset kwa ubenzi ya nota mtono manda equity ukethia ona kana kena ability ya STEM na iketwa at national school kana kathi kusoma comfortably catered for by the government. And that's what I was saying. That even during some time, I think during the Kibaki time, he had even promised that secondary education would be free, right? So if you could still go with the same kind of promise, to make secondary education free. No, it's a bit basic. Secondary education is a bit basic. I would say tertiary is not very basic, but primary and the secondary, they are very basic. Okay, there you can now try local school, okay, they are not coming in secondary school. Nagatie pathway lake kwenda kweka. No, you that equity, pay equity. Okay, there kila kana no access. Kisomo chuchu na pathway lake kwenda kweka. Then what it means is that in the future all the maketha kila mundu ekie kila wenda utweka. Now maybe at university level there now we can say also like I don't have any problem with university education. Not university education where good programs are funding. Like higher education loans board is there to cater for even those that qualify to go to university. Actually, even in my area, I would not have no worries with the university students. Mwana wa qualify to university, I'm sure that one is catered in terms of funding. Like in this basic education from primary to through junior to through senior secondary, I wish the government could make it free. Capitation
enatu ikinitawe natuma kisomo kitaendea nesa lakini ni
nanenganiwe although there are also some complaints kana ima olete capitation whether my own nganembasila mananenga na etene but there is still a challenge on capitation. This time round manenga ni otene malilisi yembesa tene which is a very positive thing, lakini we wish also they can now maintain capitation ama nanenga na kumbatene past student
you tutwekie you capitation ni tinamea ni yokie yakini yokie jimbole ni tuambe yako ya no to sio ko balabai tene ukule wako away from capitation nukuona peno sio wa sukulu sio ndeba Kenya ile selite ko offer grade 10 si na STEM.
STEM is very basic. Okay, what we are saying, nikanake school sio then ni facilitate in terms of infrastructure. One of the problems, also infrastructural problems. In infrastructure, okay, there are schools in labs, schools in Nĩkyaũ, in ICT. They don't offer ICT. You matena such kind of capacity ya offer such. Then it's an issue of infrastructure. And serikali okay, invest more in the schools. Okay, there kila school yonde the ability ya offer all the pathways. Nikanoke thia onakana kata na manage kuthi to that national school gated. Onadake viva day school usina all the pathways. Okay, the other nikana kenda ika STEM kaina disadvantage kanundu kaina adikuoya even in a day school no ke access the STEM that pathway ya STEM.
Ela CBC ya implement we na yambia kuduko mabandi ya Kenya asini matetie muno mala kisomo kiyo na mabuku ma bookshop utumandi mabuku wikaloki wa mo say asa kindu kila mwana wetu school na ndise kiume na nimensie kocha ukethela ketha no drums itembela makuna maadhiko ya music festivals nimekuisa ubya kuumusi uketha na ila tatene twaenda kuwa makanda supermarket mwana usunu wisi kutume kanda ona yae makutwa wa sukulu akakele ndisini ndisini ndoi no neje kwa bamboi musi nimesio kama mama no seo wachao wa CBC nikuoka kwa tuika CBE now ne maazazi serikali matethesi STEM nene yalika grade 10 watu ya pia sukulu sitesa ku offer. Do you think the serikali ni yalite kulikela ika make infrastructure la ya sukulu sionde ne ku offer chao STEM at the end of the day nenda oswane mwana waenie kutuka kilo ukwenda ni kwithe nyane thema ina mbesa serikali ne yalite kulikela ba
no serikali ya ile mandhi ya issues ya equity ni issue ya kila kanda with no tax kwa nani ando okay the another umete mosi ucha wenocha no whether we are sure dikana so long as no as concrete ila ikwendeka no qualify to access the same level of education like the rest ndo kana kaka get disadvantage even as in terms of choice ya pathway lake ko dinayo nikambe ya kwasya mwelekeo na ndio say you then do mosio whether mosio STEM na ndio mosio these other pathway then what it means nikana from there ni wange disadvantage completely na iwasia mwelekeo kuma baya kibweyone na imini also no yana no yende na masomo maku wiza uyika kindu kilote ina interest nacho note na ability yacho kwa wito wako kwa serikali nikana ni maile kwesilia yu ene kilangwasi ya ubawa ku improve infrastructure katika kila school nikana yadhani school yako sete lab ikaki wa lab either school ne consete ICT lab ne ti ICT sia computer either ne computer computers in the schools ika supply wa nikanoke vya kila kana una kaake kuya mashinani kena access ila CBE ambe ila CBC yeta wa CBC yo curriculum based curriculum na yo kaindi curriculum based education you la ya base we saw the challenges onoge they see inge mayoma na kila kiende Nĩkyaũ and it took some time ona kuisoma na kila kiende ona ndisi kana mwa imesi kuelewa up to today
ona yuma yele
kila kinge ni kana a very good program kana curriculum nondo it is training on practical skills I would be so excited kuona mwana wako akwete kwitumia ngwa ngwa ya tumuka bandu kethe mwana niweze kwitumia like what we used to do during our time. In fact, I would say CBE is a repetition of actually 844 yambia. 844 yambia are training us such skills. Because they are no way to mengwa, no way, no way some agricultural activities. No need to make stew. I remember I did a stew when I was in primary school. Well, you know, those kind of practical skills are the skills that are coming with CBE. And the other program that we embrace, that we are although now the implementation is a problem. Okay. Implementation means that the government should choose to invest. Actually, it should be very intentional in terms of implementing the CBE by funding it so well. You cannot get there at least challenge. Last email face. Kila kinge no issues a curriculum ye new okay there on even some books with your katika bookshop okay there you program need to get it ready lakini ona mabuku mbako kata ona alimu ndio na no meda me confused alimu maibo we are actually like I pity the first group ya CBE nondo siana isu we there mwalimu no wa post wa ida junior secondary school na no umwe these are sawa who are the teacher student ratio we there mwalimu mwa to wa ida junior secondary school na niwo wa ile the NSA all these different units and different subjects that are being taught in the junior secondary school na get trained maybe I'm a teacher of mathematics and physics na ina to mwani ingasome vya junior secondary na in junior secondary ndiye anonye ni nyoka na imagine I have to teach all those other subjects na ibona ndia asieka ona PE ndiye some the water home science ndiye some the water agriculture ndiye some the water ndia ika agriculture so it becomes a big challenge so I would say the teacher student ratio is an issue that we need to address as a country nekana with the those areas of specialization so kethe amundu kila wathi usomethia na nondo na our previous curriculum unele at a university mundu iko subjects ile so it's like now we also need to equip our teachers as they move out of university okay it's like they are equipped with a lot of knowledge that they can also manage the curriculum ya CBE kendo cha mbeta sanocha niwo tume poverty is an issue kendo cha kele infrastructure is a big challenge the teacher student ratio is also another challenge that is affecting our schools. Infrastructure or no monde as we talk kwa sukulu suma sukulu ikaenda sukulu inge nondo kunikome na lab even in secondary schools kuone kwa lab bila yesindula tekwenda yesindula ikwendeka kanoke the none bindani ya mutiani ni mesi practicals sienda kweke school yende akweke wa school nena na kuwa ya ando mayese kana kuwa ya village kwa poverty which is very true na even the imbalance in terms of infrastructure ni real okay their school nino eta afford kalab school nino kana kata on a test tube na kana imagine these students will be exposed to the same examination it's a bit of a challenge na uchane mudhogo muno kwa imagine muzi ya toa mwana usipa urunda afford mwana otese test tube nicha na siada hii kathi kwa mutia nyuma wa end of the course and you can imagine na kana haka expect waka perform Kekra perform no na zia na imo score very good grades in those village schools si adhi kwa maana ingi si asomea alliance privileged schools wewe akana kwanza university ka shade inaweza muno
na nema sindano ndo nenge mathango maya tutabia ndini wa national schools alama ile ita ku university na nini lakini no ma sub county na county levels nema excel ye kwanza me
kabisa they perform very well
lakini nenge twasa cha tasa infrastructure kindo cha katatu
twasia student teacher ratio is a challenge twasia also funding then your capitation ya schools is also a challenge that we can actually summarize and say the government needs also to look at the capitation issues na bandu ba kuola mailo kita kuongela nikana with at least musia yende kai pembesa ninangi then wako ya school kwa manenga ne good capitation ina masio kama regulate the school fees then it will be very easy now for the parents na musia na ability neza with no ekata no afford
na kindu kingine twawetane kwithiwa asema ye ready for grade 10 transition so the transition we were not ready for the transition kuma grade 9 to grade 10 na not as the issues here communication also the issue of communication okay they are like as in ma prepare in good time na ima manaka na mutiani noni wa uma mwana mona na tuka expect kasiana siambio report kuma tachate no ndo meda message school ikaso kwa February
na kila kingi placement siana sia place wa in a place school mainewa also quality time ya to make any changes Nunda yupa na very short time. I remember the time was very short. Ya kuma placement results is ya the period that they had been given now to even transfer for those that want to transfer. Where they are maina never adequate time, and that's why we are in a hurry. There is like they have already reported. We have to be forced to extend even the time for reporting. Nondo si anambinge ineza kwekata ineza report, and nondo anainge ineza kwisort even in terms of settling in whatever schools that they were admitted in. Communication issues would also be a challenge, and that's something that we need to address as a country.
Okay. Weswane ni anitao taile kwikwa nundu nakuya lilikana pia musio na utaneona thina utaneona na mathina namwe ilo ni watu mwana skuli na anomba nise mwana osu na atwa skulu na mwana osu ekelasini etele mwalimu lakini nao asei ainge measa we need more time kana nitu kwende binda jingi tongelangwe yuko ndi wakwe wawese bwa musio na mwana kilasini na we akoniondo serikali asa netwa matuko fulani na
ai na ele ma report in the same day some I don't report no ngina akiota report basically you the problem is and we can't disadvantage this child no see and mayana na akiokwati na you it's a bit unfortunate katika andeno peala mena mbinge nange batena kindu tisa sawa na the gap between the rich and the poor is so wide okay they are for real mse yuwa metotoa mwana tia ni kuifanya ni ukweli kananda afford no wende na umanda bengi makote kuangana izarambe I ask me how many WhatsApp groups I'm in now trying now to contribute money for a child that report from a report in grade 10 while peka angika report ye matuke 19
nikaenda to the pen equity na mutiani binda ya mutiani isakuka muse yumwenda kese kwasia uwa kwa report ye late although okyo tamu no wambe nikaenda with the pen ila equity na mwalimu yunu wa yomba ni ase yuki lasi ni chauswa ndia ndo angina expected ona serikali ile kuikata
you wanna say that's for that one and asin wana nini wana adequate time ya ku prepare
lakini no muse yuwe na mwana school wambo mwenu chaka na lobu class
ndamu eno cha there can be a program whereby okwekalia mwana report ye class in no report ye the required time bese nundu twenena bwake ndokeke ki already kwa unga jino and by schools siana ino siambie kuengenjwa even in more general courses no maingenjwa in more general courses metelete alangi with at least maina kalamana no like example mwana unake utaneso report no geso report well mwana mwa move curriculum as it is required mo mundisandi vande natikwenda kwake lakini unake report yenake no kwenda keep wa base all schools can be a bit innovative na simbi in about innovation they can have some innovation whereby those that reported early nima try to engage into a more general program and okay they are no relevant na no yama keep busy but it's not in the mainstream maybe curriculum
onela twaenda form 1 no na kwala mabikao tene na mayetela
onaenda mwetwa wa library onasiani twa wani expose out to the library siana ikambia ku expose wa into labs and we can give them more innovations okay there are more innovative program ya keep siana isimbese okay there kana kekuwa kana masomo mayai kata maya base lakini ile school inaweza kana tuinaweza kuambia curriculum mundo define it under the CBE. What we have is our program as a school ya keep siana ibese na yekala sio uniformed not a letter of orientation like in universities we have a whole week of orientation kwa ametele ayange ukajia orientation program yende onadha no kutembe wa school na my own different facilities that are in the school and my kama expose also to different departments na then ko ya lab no mona we also some exciting practicals your metele no madi computer lab the computer technician ndai wano kindu cha umaki business cho another on the basic packages sia computer and don't exposing such kind of a child even to a computer don't to eye on a computer which should be something that would keep them very busy so schools need to be very innovative metele yange nikanawe the mambezi ya program yemwe lakini wewe ya ina advantage kana ima expose to more general activities in the school.
Thank you. And chamudia ndateka nisiathela no teze uyo muteti na uyo musomi no teze uyo mwalimu iliga ba utetine ni ukulo directly uenda kibela kiyo
nienda kibela cha kadhiani ta MP
okay all the best
na ndiasia ninyi yu solution ya kadhiani
thank you
ninyi ngoda ni solution ya kadhiani I know kadhiani people ni mathini te matuko maingi muno na ni ameye yuno kita kumaite solution ya kadhiani si ndio kwenda mathina ngo eta makisomo I can assure you I will be the person that will sort them big time
yundo kweka wendi wekalende wandike manifesto nebi ndani yu yabika ya campaign tukoko tutobinesa yu nienda ngeka na ngeka nitafanya na nini sinduke kuitenga ukeka wiki
sitatenga nitaambia watu chenye nitafanya nitafanya
I don't know kwa uni all are the best na ingi ndio tungia mubya muno no nda yako kabatu na nanisema ndo mako neti Kisomo na indi timu bya muno
asante
musia mwendo nakuni na utungia mubya nundo wako sokwa memeka mutongo TV nikenda twethiwe na kunthini wa Kilungu cha Amuka nitawa Caroline Mweni wa Muteti mwendo ni wa Samonza tiria na nthini wa bilingi wa mauvo kwa yuti wanesa
ino